Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. You know, I've watched this scene from Love and Marriage Huntsville several times, back to back to back, because I was honestly really analyzing it. And although I'm not going to sit and defend Keke's actions, because it's not okay to toss a drink in someone's face. It's not. It's not. And so I'm not going to say that it was okay. And there are a lot of people who feel that it was extremely wrong. It was disturbing. But there are a lot of people who feel like Tisha deserved it. I'm not going to say that she deserved to have a drink tossed in her face. If I was going to say that anyone deserved to have a drink tossed on them, I would choose Marsau over Tisha, to be honest with you, if I were going to say that anyone deserved to have a drink tossed on him. But he deserves more than a drink being tossed on him, because he's just so outright disrespectful. And Tisha is just like his sheep and he's the shepherd, and she just follows his lead. And that's not the type of relationship a marriage should be, but I'm not going to dive into all of that. I'm just basically saying that he says a lot of stuff that really warrants and would be an understandable beatdown. So I believe that he deserves, if anyone, the drink being tossed on them, it would be him and not her. But I understand. You can say that someone is wrong, but understand their feelings. And that's why we have to really be careful when we operate in our emotions and our feelings, because our feelings can fool us and it can cause us to be in situations that are not the best. I mean, really, that's the time that you should back off, back away, because no one's worth your freedom. And listen, it's good that it was just only a drink being tossed, because a lot of people who react out of their emotions and feelings, they might take a stiletto off and beat somebody in the head with it, and then you're winding up getting arrested. No one's going to get arrested for having a drink tossed in their face. So Keke was safe in that manner, but I'm just saying I understand, but it was not right. It wasn't. But listen, the thing that really bothers and disturbs me so much about Marsau and Tisha when it comes to Keke, because listen, I don't believe that he's been faithful. I don't understand why, because I mean, when I see him, I'm like, who wants him? But people, they screw people that it's like, no, someone else wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. So, so I'm not going to judge other people's decisions. I'm just saying it's not like he's this Casanova, extremely handsome, attractive, wealthy, person. Like it looks like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I don't care if they're driving around in expensive cars. Anybody can get a freaking car. Like a car is not an asset. They can come and repossess that at any time. You can be close to 3 months behind and you could still be driving around in that car, right? So that type of stuff doesn't impress me. You're driving around in all of these sports cars with butterfly doors and whatever, but you still can't build your manor on all of this acreage that you own and whatever. And, when I was first watching the show and over the first few seasons, when I was hearing about this, I was like, oh my God, okay. They own a good bit of land. They're going to build a huge home on it and build other homes and whatever. Okay, cool. Gotcha. But to me, it either looks like they were perpetrating a fraud throughout the beginning of the seasons and now it's caught up with them, or they've just gotten themselves way in over their head with a lot of the stuff that they have going on right now, where it's just not feasible for them to be able to be about that life that they've been hoping they would be able to be about. So yeah, you're able to either lease or maybe buy some vehicles with your own checks that you're getting from being on the show. But Like, are you really winning and being successful in business? Because it just doesn't really appear to be that way. And in my personal opinion, even though I feel that Keke was not right for tossing the drink on Tisha, like I said, I do understand. The reason I understand it is because if you saw this episode and you saw the clip, even if you just saw the clip, and you saw Marsau telling, I believe he was speaking to Kimmy and Maurice, telling them to get her out of here, kick her out of the house, call the police and have them drug test her. Like, first of all, the police don't even do that. You know, you might get a breathalyzer if you're driving and they pull you over and they suspect you of being under the influence, but they don't give people drug tests. So first of all, that was stupid. And two, that's what I believe a lot of Keke's pent-up anger and frustration and her emotions and feelings stem from. It's the fact that Tisha and Marsau have used her struggle and spoken about her struggle in such a way that is extremely disrespectful. Even if you don't have that experience of having someone that's close to you that you actually really cared about, because obviously they don't care about Keke, even though she is a family member of Tisha's and by marriage a family member of Marsau's. A lot of people, they have family that they don't care about, and I'm familiar with that. And it's just life. It's just a part of life. You have family. Not all the time your family is going to be people that are going to ride for you. Sometimes they will be the first people to get in the bus and drive over you. I have experienced that with my own sibling, and I only have one. So does it hurt? Yeah. But have I accepted it? I have, because that's just who that person is. I'm not trying to change them. I am grateful for the people that I do have in my life that loves me, like my husband and our son and, you know, my mom. And, you know, even though my mom and dad, we have the same mom and dad, I can't make this person do right by me. He is a user. He's trash. And that's just the fact of the matter. So not everyone and I'm just speaking about my own example of an experience of having family that doesn't care about you. I know that not everyone that you have in your family are going to ride for you, are going to stand up for you, are going to try to protect you, are going to really love you and care for you. A lot of people are just extremely selfish. And I do believe that Tisha did not want her cousin to be on the show because she did know things about the marriage. And they have done so much over the seasons when it comes to Tisha and Marsau to not expose things about their marriage. And you're on a reality show, but you don't want to show your reality. And the few pieces and bits that you've shown of your reality, it's questionable, because not saying Owen and Carlos and Love and Marriage Huntsville had the budget to follow Marsau over to Africa, but why didn't they cover that? Even if it was just a portion of him being in Africa, why couldn't they send one or two people over there with him to film him? What is really going on? But Keke shows up to the barbecue, and Tisha and Marsau, they choose not to acknowledge her and greet Keke, and it was just really weird. And so I'm not going to blame her substance issues and using methadone to try to cut down on her cravings for the pain pills and whatever for her actions. It could have been a contributing factor. I'm not really familiar with that, so I don't know. But I do believe that I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say the things that she had been dealing with Tisha, and culminating with the fact that Marsau and Tisha were also on this bandwagon of trying to say that Keke was the one that was on that Crime Stoppers video and that she stole from Home Depot. Like, they Tisha didn't try to defend her at all and say, she didn't even say, I don't think she would do anything like that. Yeah, the video, it kind of looked like her, but I don't think she would do something like that. She was basically trying to attribute this person being on this Crime Stoppers video to Keke, and also the fact that she had been dealing with the painkiller situation to try to make her seem like she was just some loose cannon crackhead out here that went in the Home Depot with a child and stole some stuff out of there and haul-tailed it out of the parking lot in their car. I don't think that's right. She basically was trying to link that video to Keke, just like Tiffany was doing, right? And that's not cool. To date, there has been no arrests of Keke when it comes to that. And that's just not right. But in my personal opinion, I believe that Tisha wanted it to be her. She wanted it to be like, see, I told you that this girl is not to be trusted, but y'all wanted to bring her on the show. Like, that's what I feel like she wanted. She wanted that to be Keke, and she wanted that because she wanted to show that Keke is a no good heifer. You know what I mean? And this is why we didn't want her on the show. And this proves our point as to why Marsau and we told Melody and Marsau that they need to be careful about having her in their home because she might steal medicine out of your medicine cabinet and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like, that was just not right. And I believe that Keke still harbors resentment from that. And I understand. Again, I'm not saying that it was okay for her to toss a drink in her face, but I get it. I get it. And this, listen, even though it's not okay to toss a drink in someone's face, this is not Monique grabbing Candace's head and banging it into the table. Like, you know what I mean? This could have went a whole different direction. And they were freaking out because she just tossed a drink. And literally, it wasn't like she picked the drink up and threw it in her face. To be honest with you, this is my personal opinion. Even though I don't believe that in that moment, Keke was going to feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that. She snatched the cards. She tossed the cards away. When she threw her hand flicked the cup. I really don't believe that she had intentions on throwing a drink in Tisha's face. I believe that was a combination of the energy that she had. And when she was moving her hands around, she flicked that drink and she tossed it in Tisha's face. And there you go. And listen, people can say, I don't buy that. She did that on purpose. I just, in my personal opinion, because I have watched the clip over and over, I don't believe that she really meant to throw a drink in Tisha's face. I believe with the actions of her hands and the things that she was already doing when she was just tossing the cards, because it wasn't like she even tossed the cards in anyone's face. She threw the cards to the ground. When her hand flicked, it knocked the drink and it splashed in Tisha's face.
Oh, excuse me, y'all. Girl, you so stupid. Ignorant. Why do I continue to give this relationship a chance? This is so unnecessary. Girl. You didn't see the shade? Oh, ignorant ass. Okay, let's go. Let's see, right here. So I'll tell you what happened. You know about the whole situation with... So when Keke walks over to the table and she sits down, like she's heated already. So I had no idea like what was going on. So I was mostly just trying to figure out like, hey, what's wrong? Like what just happened? It's funny to me how I end up being blamed for everything. She want to blame me for stuff she don't even blame the people that need to be blamed for. And that's so ignorant. That's so ignorant and stupid. I don't blame her for half the stuff I should blame her ass for. Like seriously. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. Please. So this is the thing. No. This is evidently supposed to be. You listening? I'm trying to explain this. No, it didn't take out. I'm with you. Okay. So evidently, it's rumored that supposed to be having an affair with Marsau, right? She comes to me and tell me your is spreading misinformation.
Stormy, take out the 2 of hearts and 2 of diamonds.
No, you got the 2 of hearts and the 2 of diamonds.
All right, uncount your cards. Damn.
I'm trying to talk to Stormy, and they're trying to overtalk me to have this card game going on.
Wait, you got both?
No, it's supposed to be the 2 of
I tell you what, let's do this. 2 of what? 2 of what? 2 of what? Let's do that. 2 of that.
There's no card game, period, that's going to happen. If I'm talking, then shut up and listen.
Wait a minute. Reese, we know that hold on. Is there a table where y'all can talk? We don't need to. We don't need to. I mean, or at least acknowledge the conversation. Because it seems like there's one that needs to be had. You know what? She needs to acknowledge it with him, not with me. What? For finding out what's going on. So I called me on 3-way with the guy. I'm asking the guy what's going on. That's it now. I want to know what's going on. We talking about me firing my... I'm not going to fire my... without knowing what's going on.
What the hell is going on?
Reese, she gets mad at me. Now, look, I called her to tell her what's going on. She doesn't show up. She doesn't show up. And I'm supposed to call her and run up behind her to tell her information? Girl, please, get the hell up out of here with that bull crap. Ain't nobody gonna run up behind your ass to tell you no information. So you wanna be mad, get glad, scratch your ass. I don't give a... Why would you do that?
We're not, hey, guys,
Why would you do that?
Hey, I'm telling you, we're not doing this.
Stupid ass. Yeah, I know.
Hey, chill out.
No, this what we on now.
Hey,
Yeah, that's exactly what we doing.
Hey, Reese. Hey, where Reese at?
Be mad at who you need to be mad. Not at me. I'm about to go to your house.
Now?
Hey, I was about to
Kimmy,
say
she just threw a whole drink on Tisha. She needs to get the out of here. She needs to get the whole...
She needs to go, or we're about to go.
Call the police and drug her.
Do it, bitch! Do it, bitch!
All right, so you heard the encounter, you heard the interaction, and the thing about it is, oh gosh, I mean, Keke should have just removed herself from the table when she saw that Tisha and Marsau, I don't really think she cares about Marsau, honestly, but when she saw that Tisha and Marsau just were not giving her the time of day, didn't greet her, she should have just went over and chatted it up with Melody and, other people on the other side and just forgotten about Tisha. But again, I understand that. I just feel that based on the information that she was sitting there trying to talk to Stormy about, and Stormy was looking at her like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. And so this is just like weird to me. But Tisha was acting weird too, trying to ignore her, trying to act like she wasn't there. And Marsau, he don't really care. We already know he already deflects when people talk about him cheating because he really doesn't care. He knows that Tisha isn't going anywhere. I wouldn't even say allowed. She was just there, sitting there watching the kids at home while he left to go to a completely different continent. Okay? Without her and without the children, because he just needed to have a break. He needed to just get away. He needed some peace because she is not his peaceful place. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel that when it comes to Keke, yeah, this is definitely good television. It's getting the views and a lot of people have a lot to say about it. But yeah, Keke should have just walked away and left the table. But this is a reality show, plain and simple. And this is the type of stuff that gets the ratings. Do you really believe that Carlos was not sitting somewhere loving this? He is loving this. This gives him something else to talk about besides the Real Housewives and Bethany and Nene and things that he has no involvement with either anymore or never did, right? Because those things to him are more interesting. So now this gives him something to talk about. I haven't seen him talk about this show or any of them in a while. So yeah, Keke, she flung the drink over. I don't think she thought it was going to splash her in the face, but she was, she tossed her hand and whatever, and then the drink splashed on her. She was wrong for doing it. But I'm going to also say Tisha was wrong for that outfit. She was wrong for that outfit. I'm like, girl, what do you have on? She just always looks like she's uncomfortable. Like you're shopping at Rainbow or something in the mall and you're getting these little hoochie mama outfits. Like she just looks weird. It looks very uncomfortable and trying to prove a point again. But yeah, Keke, she shouldn't have tossed the drink. She shouldn't have flung the drink in her direction. And yeah, they're going to be tossing her out of the house. Her and her husband's going to be leaving. But it's funny to me how Marsau was backing away from Keke's husband. And I love the fact that her husband was there and her husband was there to try to stand up for her. I love to see that, I saw some people calling him Rick Ross. But listen, Tisha may not have deserved to have a drink tossed on her, but most of us understood it. And I do believe that it was just a lot of the pent up energy from not just what she was speaking about to Stormy in that moment about this person called Tisha and then this person called Keke and this person said Marsau was having an affair and all this other stuff. Because honestly, most of that was said doesn't make sense to a lot of us, especially with the horn sounds and the dog barking over it. Not that the names being said would have really meant a lot to most of us because a lot of us don't really know these people. But, I guess Tisha was trying to be territorial and stand in her grounds. Like, yeah, I was sitting at this table first, so I'm not going to move. I'm not going to leave, but I'm just going to ignore her and not speak to her. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is just weird. Even all of the stuff about Marsau and him being unfaithful really is weird to me because just in my own eyes, he's just a creep. He's disgusting. And it's like just hearing about him possibly having a threesome, like who with what? What Muppets are in Huntsville that want to screw this dude and at the same time? Yuck. But anyway, I'm just saying. And yeah, I'm still not over Martell laughing at it in the background. Okay. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.